Review. And what do you think about that story, guys? Let us know at NewsNOW Fox. You can tweet us and let us know exactly what you think about the British fallout, because that is definitely tea. All right, switching gears, guys. Elizabeth Vargas has teamed up with Fox to bring back the iconic series America's Most Wanted. Fox's Ashley Dvorkin has the story.
America, we need your help. Fox brings one of the most iconic series back to TV. The crime-fighting unscripted series America's Most Wanted returns with high-tech upgrades and the same goal of asking the public's help to track down the world's most dangerous fugitives.
In the 10 years since the show went off the air, there's been, a revolution, both in social media and in crime-fighting technology. And we are able to combine both those.
Emmy-winning journalist Elizabeth Vargas will host the revamped show, breaking down cases and investigating criminals using technologically advanced tools.
Incredible, much more advanced age progression technology. We have 3D avatars. I mean, life-sized, figures that will be standing next to me that I can interact with, that will show, for example, distinctive tattoos or scars, even a distinctive walk or limp. All ways that will help our viewers better be able to see what they actually may look like today. Combined with the fact that we're working with not just the FBI, the U.S. Marshals, and the Secret Service, but we're also working in this iteration with Interpol.
And viewers will have the opportunity to help law enforcement by serving as armchair detectives.
What we can do on our phones today was unimaginable 10 years ago. So people can now take pictures and videos. They can instantly send them to us on all the social media platforms. We have an incredible capacity to even more quickly follow up on viewer tips and get those into the hands of law enforcement and possibly catch these people.
The new series premieres Monday, March 15th, only on Fox. In Hollywood, Ashley Dvorkin, Fox News.
And I actually had a chance to catch up with Elizabeth Vargas ahead of the premiere tomorrow night. She says that she's very excited. This series is reigniting her passion for storytelling, and she explains just how America's Most Wanted is different than any other true crime TV show. I'm Augustine, and this is News Now from Fox, raw, unfiltered, non-stop news. Elizabeth Vargas joins us right now to talk about the return of Fox's iconic television show, America's Most Wanted. Elizabeth, it's pretty rare for a show to really leave its mark on TV history, right? So what do you think sets America's Most Wanted apart from other true crime programs?
Oh my gosh, it's the only one of the many, many true crime shows out there that actually offers viewers a chance to change the end of the story, to actually do something, to actually help in some way. And I think that, I spent decades doing, many true crime reporting stories as the host of 2020 on ABC News and Dateline before that at NBC News. And we would get letters from viewers afterwards, sometimes weeks or months later, saying, I think I saw something, or I might, know something that could help. But we weren't equipped to help get that information efficiently to law enforcement. And in this case, we have phone banks of FBI agents and U.S. Marshals standing by while we're on the air, taking people's calls and tips in real time. So that's a huge difference between America's Most Wanted and all the other many, many true crime shows that are out there right now.
Really giving the audience a chance to participate. Now, it's been about 10 years since America's Most Wanted last aired on Fox. Now we all have technology right at our fingertips. How is social media and technology helping viewers to participate?
It's a game changer. In the 10 years since America's Most Wanted went off the air, there's been an explosion in technology, starting with the fact that we're all walking around with an HD camera in our pocket, right, thanks to our iPhones. On our phones, we can instantly access any website. We can text people instantaneously. We can go on our social media platforms instantaneously. If somebody were someplace in a grocery store and thinks they see something, or someone that they recognize from the program, they can take out their phone and look up the picture right then and there. But also in the studio, my gosh, what we can do, it's incredible. We have these computer generated 3D lifelike avatars that of these fugitives that the FBI profilers and age progression technologists have put together for us, showing what these fugitives most likely look like today. And I can stand next to them and walk around them and point out things like a distinctive tattoo or a scar, or in the one case of one fugitive, there's a deformed thumb that he has that even if he radically changed his appearance, he can't change that. So real information for our viewers to keep an eye out for in an effort to catch these guys, because I think bottom line, that's what people want to do. They want to help, and we're offering them the chance to do it. It's the only show that does.
Absolutely. Really impressive. And I'm sure it's also kind of ushering in a new audience, right? And Elizabeth, we know that you're a storyteller at heart also. So how does it feel to kind of have the reins passed from John Walsh to you?
It's an incredible honor. I watched the show in its original run. I interviewed John Walsh several times on Good Morning America when I was hosting that show on ABC News. It's, you know, listen, I've spent decades doing true crime, and hands down the hardest part of doing those stories was having to sit down and interview the victims of those crimes. It was so hard sometimes to sit with people in that pain. And we are keeping, you know, it's gratifying now to be part of a show where we're going to help these victims of these crimes. And we keep that connection very strong. I mean, on both our first two shows, we will have the victims of one of those crimes in the studio with me to talk about that, because I think that's the power. I think, you know, I always knew in telling all these stories that hearing the victim of the crime talk about it was the most gripping, most powerful part of that story. And I think it's what connects people to the stories and makes people, inspires them to want to help.
Definitely really powerful stuff. Elizabeth Vargas, thank you so much for joining us on News Now from Fox. Again, you can tune into Fox's America's Most Wanted tomorrow night at 9/8 Central. Definitely an iconic series. I remember watching America's Most Wanted growing up with my grandmother.